Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Pradijana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Pradijana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we are reading from the Srimad-bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 3, two texts, 20 and 21. Ekantino yasana kanchanartam Vajanti ye vai bhagavat prapana ajad bhutang tachcharitang simangalam Gayanta Ananda Samudra Magnaha Tam Aksharam Brahma Paran Paresham Avyaktam Avyaktam Adyat Nikayoga Gamyam Atindriyam Sukshmam Ivati Duram Anantam Adyang Paripurnam Ide Ekantino Yashena Kanchanartam Vanchanti Evai Bhagavat Pranana Ajadbhutang Tachcharitang Simangalam Gayanta Ananda Samudra Magnaha Tam Aksharang Brahma Parang Paresham Avyaktam Adyat Mikayoga Gamyam Atindriyam Sukshmam Ivati Duram Anantam Adyang Paripurnam Ide word for word synonyms. Ekantinaha, unalloyed devotees who have no desire other than Krishna consciousness. Yasha, the Lord of whom, na, not, kanchana, some, artam, benediction, vanchanti, desire, yea, those devotees who, vai, indeed, Bhagavat Prapanaha, fully surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord. Ati Adbhutam, which are wonderful. Tat Charitam, the activities of the Lord. Sumangalam, and very auspicious to hear. Gayantaha, by chanting and hearing. Ananda of transcendental bliss. Samudra in the ocean. Magnaha who are immersed. Tam unto him. Aksharam eternally existing. Brahma the supreme. Param transcendental. Paraisham the Lord of the Supreme Personalities. Avyaktam invisible or not able to be realized by the mind and senses. Adhyatmika transcendental. Yoga by bhakti yoga devotional service. Gamyam obtainable. Bhaktyamang abhijanati. Ati indriyam beyond the perception of material senses. Shukshmam minute or minute probably. Eva like Adi Duram very far away. Anantam unlimited. Adyam the original cause of everything. Paripurnam completely full. Ide I offer my obeisances. Translation. Unalloyed devotees who have no desire other than to serve the Lord, worship Him in full surrender, and always hear and chanting about His glory, His activities, which are most wonderful and auspicious. Thus, they always merge in an ocean of transcendental bliss. Such devotees never ask the Lord for any benediction. I, however, am in danger. Thus I pray to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is eternally existing, who is invisible, who is the Lord of all great personalities like Brahma, and who is available only by transcendental bhakti yoga. Being extremely subtle, he is beyond the reach of my senses and transcendental to all external realization. He is unlimited, he is the original cause, and he is completely full in everything. I offer my obeisances to him. So usually I'll read a little bit at a time, then you repeat the translation. So I'll read, then you repeat that section. I'm speaking to the microphone, so I'm just speaking. Okay? Unalloyed devotees who have no desire other than to serve the Lord. Worship him in full surrender, and always hear and chant about his activities, which are most wonderful and auspicious. Thus they always merge in an ocean of transcendental bliss. Such devotees never ask the Lord for any benediction. I, however, am in danger. Thus I pray to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is eternally existing, who is invisible, who is the Lord of all great personalities, such as Brahma, and who is available only by transcendental bhakti yoga. Being extremely subtle, he is beyond the reach of my senses and transcendental to all external realization. He is unlimited. He is the original cause. And he is completely full in everything. I offer my obeisances unto him. Purport. And for those who are watching remotely, for some reason the comments are not appearing on the screen if there are any comments. Go ahead and leave them if you want, but I actually cannot see anything. I'm not sure what it's a technical problem here. Anyway, purport. Anyabilasita shunyam jnana karma janavritam anakulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. This is from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. This is actually the definition of pure devotional service. Unalloyed devotees have nothing to ask from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Gajendra, the king of the elephants, was circumstantially asking for an immediate benediction because he had no other way to be rescued. Sometimes, when there is no alternative, a pure devotee, being fully dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord, prays for some benediction. But in such a prayer, there is always regret. One who always hears and chants about the transcendental pastimes of the Lord is always situated on a platform on which he has nothing to ask in terms of material benefits. Unless one is a completely pure devotee, one cannot enjoy the transcendental bliss derived from chanting and dancing in the ecstasy of the Sankirtan movement. Such ecstasy is not possible for an ordinary devotee. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows us how one can enjoy transcendental bliss simply by chanting, hearing, and dancing in ecstasy. This is Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, the king of the elephants, Gajendra, said, Adhyatmika Yoga Gamyam, indicating that unless one is situated on the transcendental platform, one cannot approach the Supreme Lord. The benediction of being able to approach the Lord can be achieved after many, many births. Yet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has awarded this benediction to everyone, even to the fallen souls who have no heritage or anything in spiritual life. Thus, it is actually being seen in the Krishna consciousness movement. Therefore, the path of Bhakti Yoga is a spotless process by which to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhaktyaham ekaya pranya. Only through devotional service can one approach the Supreme Lord. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 1, Maya sakta mana parta yogam yunjan med ashraya asangshayang samagrang mang yata gyasashri tachtrinu. Quote, now hear, O son of Pritha, Arjuna, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. Simply by being attached to Krishna consciousness and by thinking of the lotus feet of Krishna constantly, one can fully understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead without a doubt. Om Jnana Timiranda Shakana Chana Shakaya Chakshurun Militam Nina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, so the purport, Srila Prabhupada's purport, starts off with a very important verse from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anyavilasitas shunyam jnana karma janavritam anakulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. Bhaktir uttama, yes. And this means, this is actually the definition given by Srila Rupa Goswami of pure devotional service. Pure devotional service. So let's look at this verse. Anyavilasitas shunyam. The translation, one should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through eternal time. So, Shishi Gordatai, Shishi Radha Vajri Hari, Jagannath Flower, Lady Subhadra, Lord Shigade, Prahlad Maharaj, Ki Jai. So, there are three qualifications for devotional service to be pure devotional service. One is that the service, of course, has to be pleasing to Lord Krishna. You can't just do some whimsical activity or something that we say I'm doing this for Krishna, and it has to actually be for Lord Krishna. It has to be what Lord Krishna wants us to do. Okay, that's one. Like if I say I want to go out spend the day laying on the beach, but I'm laying on the beach for Krishna. I'm going out and associating with a lot of beautiful ladies out on the beach somewhere by the ocean. But I'm doing this for Krishna. Are you really doing it for Krishna? So the first qualification is that our devotion for pure devotional service to be pure devotional service means we have to be doing what Lord Krishna wants us to do. Something favorable for pleasing Lord Krishna. And then there are two things that we have to not be doing and not be desiring. It's not just what we do, but it's what our desire and our intention, our goals are. Those two things are karma and jnana. So karma here means, karma in Vedic understanding means you're working hard now performing some kind of austerities or some kind of sacrifice and so on, so that later, maybe your next lifetime, you'll get some material gain. You can become very powerful in some way. Maybe you have become very rich. Maybe you become very famous. Maybe you become very very intelligent, very knowledgeable about philosophy or about something, or medicine, or it's karma. So but to be working and worshiping the demigods and doing different things on our in this lifetime to try to arrange for future material happiness, to try to arrange for future material happiness, that's called karma or karmakanda activities. So we don't want to engage in those kind of activities if we want to engage in pure devotional service. A purpose for the other activities should not be so I can increase my material benefit. And the other qualification that we have to be without, or the disqualification, is jnana. Jnana here means material, means like spiritual. What do you say? Jnana means that we are somehow studying, speculating, giving some real attention to impersonal philosophical ideas. Maybe studying Mayavad philosophy, or cultivating that. So you can't have any jnana in that sense, and you can't have any karma or attempts to increase our material well-being in the future. You cannot have either one of those, and the service that we do offer needs to be actually what will please Krishna. You can't just do anything whimsically that we're not going to please Krishna with it. So that's what this verse means. And then Srila Prabhupada explains how pure devotees, really surrendered pure devotees, they don't ask Krishna for anything, any benedictions. And it's pretty much normal. As you think about God, you think, God, give me my daily bread, things like that. You think about what can God give me? God is my Father, therefore He is my order supplier, so therefore whatever I want, whatever I feel I need, I have to ask Him for it. But a pure devotee is so satisfied with just that pure devotional service that he's not asking for anything. He's just satisfied. He's happy. We were talking yesterday about who? Dhruva Maharaj yesterday. So Dhruva Maharaj, he had a lot of material desire at first. He had a lot of material desire. And he didn't engage in devotional service for some spiritual reason. He engaged in devotional service totally 100% to get material benefit from benediction from Lord Brahma, I think, or for Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu. He did it for that purpose. So that was not, when he started, his devotional service was not pure devotional service. Actually, when we start and take Krishna consciousness, our devotional service is not pure devotional service. We may even join the movement because we need an opportunity. You live in the ashram, you don't have to pay rent, right? You don't have to do things out that you would have to do out in the material existence. You may have an opportunity to be all day serving in the temple in a nice atmosphere. You don't have to worry about there being something to eat. Here we have more deities than we have devotees, so there's always prasadam like that. So that there may be some motive like that to engage in this kind of devotional service. But in the pure state, the pure devotees are not they are not aspiring for anything. They only aspire for more and more devotional service. And we study the prayers of the great advanced devotees. Their prayers, their personal prayers, are like that. I don't want anything, my Lord. Just give me lifetime after lifetime. Keep me engaged in your devotional service. This is pure devotional service. Lord Chaitanya also says in the Shikshastika verse how even birth after birth, I'm your servant. I'm not asking anything. So Dhruva Maharaj didn't start like that, and Narada Muni in his previous life also didn't start like that. They had material desires, and of course we're reading about Gajendra in the Srimad-bhagavatam now. So Gajendra for sure did not start like that. He's admitting he's feeling bad. But the fact is that he was having to ask the Lord to step in and help, because he had been fighting with this crocodile, giant big crocodile. It was, I don't know if it said how big it was, but it was a king of crocodiles. He's like this very big, strong crocodile, and we have the king of the elephants, Gajendra, and they were fighting. So he was in great distress. For 1,000 years, it says, they were fighting, and neither one could defeat the other one. But Gajendra was starting to lose out. He was getting tired and losing his enthusiasm, and the crocodile became stronger and stronger and more enthusiastic, like that. But anyway, Gajendra, by his own admission, he has some desire. He wants to please the Lord, but he's not saying that I actually have no material desire. He can't say that because it's not true. So he's reaching out to the Lord. Sometimes we may have to. Krishna puts us in some difficult situation in life, maybe in the temple, maybe in our homes outside, maybe some problem, family problem, or so many things. The material world is full of problems. So Krishna may put us in so many difficulties, but those difficulties give us an opportunity to depend on Krishna. It may not be pleasing at the time. We may not be pleasing to us, some difficult situation, but what becomes pleasing is if we surrender to Krishna and we're praying to Krishna for help, and then when he actually does reciprocate with us, because we're asking him for that help, then we feel good. We feel good. We had in our Miami temple, but many years ago, we were in Miami Beach in those days. Our temple was there for about 10 years, and we had some situation. We had a very big mortgage on our temple property. Mortgage you had to pay every month, like for paying for buying the property. So we had this big mortgage, and the arrangement was set up with those who set up the contract, that you after a certain number of years, then there was a balloon payment, a big balloon payment, like hundreds of thousands of. No, see, it was I think it was $70,000 or so. It's a balloon payment. Balloon payment means you get one extra big payment in addition to your monthly payments. And if you don't pay that, then you go into foreclosure. They can start trying to take your building away from you. So we didn't have the money. The temple did not have money. We were hardly getting by day by day. But what we did to show Krishna that we were depending on him, and we wanted to depend on him, and we're asking for his blessing. So we had some money, not nearly enough for that problem, and so we tried using that money to do some nice things, good things, specifically for Krishna, specifically for the deities. So the building had been in a hotel. It was a hotel before we came there. So we had, pipes. We built the altar, both the temple room and the altar. Right above the deities, there was pipes coming out from the toilets in the upstairs in the room above us. So, constantly during the day, whoever was using that room, water's going through. So that was not very nice, but it was there. We were in a rush when we moved in, and it was just not taken care of. The temple room, the floor was plastic tiles, vinyl tiles they're called. It was also not nice, but that's what we had. And there are other changes, other improvements that need to be done. So we ended up spending the money that we had saved for this purpose, and we bought marble to put down marble on the whole temple room floor. Not this. The temple room was maybe 1/3 the size of the big one we're in here. But we bought marble to put down for the floor, and we took care of the plumbing problem above the deities, and there were other things also. So we spent the money we had to do something nice for Krishna. And we went on trying to raise money, get the loans, donations, anything we could to make this payment. Anyway, in due course of time, it was all paid off. The mortgage was paid off. And I'm sure that it was largely because we took that chance, we took that risk, and we put up money that was to do something nice personally for Lord Krishna. So the point here is, and everyone felt it. Everyone felt that when the problem had been solved, that everyone felt good because we had made that endeavor. We took that risk to do something for Krishna in fixing up the temple building, fixing up the temple room, and when it all happened, they would say, thank you, Krishna. It was nice. So sometimes Krishna puts us in situations that are difficult so that we will have to depend on him, and we'll have to do something to try to deal with whatever the problem is. He does like that. And actually that's what was happening here. Gajendra, somehow or other, he had been Indrajumna, I think. He'd been a king. And he, for some reason, maybe some offense, maybe something else, I don't recall exactly the reasoning, but somehow or other, he had to take birth as an elephant. So then he became the king of the elephants. Usually to take an animal birth is not considered good. But of course this is some special elephant because he actually remembered this wonderful prayer that we've been studying for weeks now. He remembered that from his previous lifetime. and he was offering this prayer. So he was not an ordinary elephant. And of course, as we'll see, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu will come and will save him from the situation. And so for the devotee, it's very nice, it's pleasing to depend on Krishna and call out for Krishna. And for Krishna, it's also very nice for Lord Krishna is also very nice because he likes to reciprocate and do something for his devotees, especially when the devotees are not asking him to do it. So but Srila Prabhupada also points out that there's sometimes, rarely, even a pure devotee might still reach out to Lord Krishna and may pray for some help. Lord Krishna, please help me. We have a very difficult situation here. Please help. But they do that practically apologizing to Krishna. That, I don't even want to bother you with these things, Lord Krishna. I don't want to bother you, but I'm in a very difficult situation. I have no other choice. I have nowhere else to turn. I'm praying to you for your help. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us how one can enjoy transcendental bliss simply by chanting, hearing, and dancing in ecstasy. This is Bhakti Yoga, therefore the king of the elephants. Gajendra said, Adhyatmika Yoga Gamyam, indicating that unless one is situated on the transcendental platform, one cannot approach the Supreme Lord. So we all have this opportunity to experience transcendental bliss. We all have this, and it's a question of we have to show Krishna that we're enthusiastic. In fact, that says a verse in Nectar of Instruction. By enthusiasm, confidence, and patience, that we show Krishna that we're very eager to become Krishna conscious, and if we're not, we should not forget that Krishna is he's in charge. He's the controller. He's the enjoyer. So if we are not at some point feeling enthusiastic, if we're not feeling enthusiastic in Krishna service, don't blame it on Krishna. Don't wait for Krishna to say, "Okay, I'm going to give you some transcendental bliss. Now you can act, enthusiastically." I had personal experience early in my early days in the movement. I was still in Gainesville back then, so it must have been around 1971, and we were in the temple room, a small temple room in that place. And all the devotees in the temple, we had about 16 of us, everyone was there chanting for their deities. Our deities were a picture of Panchatattva. And everyone, because we were all young, mostly in our 20s, or I was only 19, some were a little bit older. But we were young. And so most of the devotees who were there were chanting and dancing and jumping up and down, so much to when they're chanting for Krishna, and I wasn't feeling any particular bliss, excitement, or enthusiasm at the moment, so I just kind of stood there. I was just standing there singing. I wasn't moving. So later on, the temple president asked me, why weren't you chanting and dancing? Everyone was so happy and jumping and chanting and dancing, but you were just standing there. I said, oh, everyone's feeling such transcendental happiness, uh, and therefore they're chanting and dancing, and I'm, I'm not feeling it right now, so I'm waiting to feel the enthusiasm so I can chant and dance. I said like that. He says, no, 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 you got it all wrong. We are servants of Krishna. He's not our servant. So we have to act. We have to show enthusiasm. We have to act enthusiastically. We chant, we dance, we enthusiastically do our devotional service like that. And then Krishna will reciprocate and give us the feeling. He was right. Anyway, that was only been in the temple for about 3 weeks at the time. So I didn't. I had a lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn. But Krishna wants to see, he wants to see our enthusiasm. And what is it? And Srila Prabhupada describes enthusiasm means what? Enthusiasm is defined as to make some endeavor using your intelligence in Krishna consciousness. In other words, it's not that we just go out and act crazy. We may be also enthusiastic, making some endeavor, do a lot of things. But if we're not using our intelligence in Krishna consciousness, it's not enthusiasm. Or at least it's not enthusiasm that's being referred to in our books. Utsaha nischaya daryat karma pravartana, from the nectar of instruction. Enthusiasm, confidence, and patience. So that enthusiasm means to make some endeavor using your consciousness, using your intelligence rather, in Krishna consciousness. Because you can be, well, if you go to Vrindavan, you see lots of monkeys. Monkeys are everywhere. So there's lots of monkeys there. And the monkeys are very, well, we can say enthusiastic, but they're not enthusiastic as we're describing here. They're there, they're mischievous, and they're stealing your bananas and your fruit and your shoes and your glasses. If they can get a hold of them, making you give them something to eat so they'll give your things back. Sometimes they take your things to a local shopkeeper, and then you got to pay the shopkeeper to give them back, like that. So, but they're jumping from tree to tree, engaged in sexual activities with the other monkeys there. So they're very active, but they're not using their intelligence in Krishna consciousness. So we don't want to be like monkeys. We don't want to be like monkeys. We want to be enthusiastic, working hard for Krishna, and using our intelligence, thinking how to please Krishna. So that's it. Not just being active and jumping around, doing a lot of stuff, putting on a show. We have to be active, using our intelligence in Krishna consciousness. Oh. Just one last thing, and I see I'm running late, of course. The benediction of being able to approach the Lord can be achieved after many, many births. Yet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has awarded this benediction to everyone, even to the fallen souls who have no heritage of anything in spiritual life. Yes? So we may have spent many births coming to the point where we take up Krishna consciousness. And on the other hand, devotees asked Srila Prabhupada once that question: Are we joining the movement now because we've had many births, previously practicing Krishna consciousness? Is that how we've become so fortunate? And Srila Prabhupada says, I have made your good fortune. So it's not necessarily that we who are here now were very pious or very, did so much in Krishna conscious activity. It's not so much not necessarily the case. We may have, or maybe a combination, but Srila Prabhupada, by his desire, or Chaitanya, by his desire, has given us a very simple process that we have got. It's given us all opportunity to become Krishna conscious. And in the same way, we who have taken up the path of Krishna consciousness, we also need to give this opportunity to others. We need to give this opportunity for others to help them also become Krishna conscious. We've been given a chance, and now as a reciprocation with Srila Prabhupada, with Lord Chaitanya, with our own gurus, whoever they may be in ISKCON, we need to see how we can reciprocate with what we have received by giving back, pleasing the spiritual master by helping other people become Krishna conscious. That's actually the best thing you can do for a spiritual master, is to help become very active in helping to spread the Krishna consciousness movement. So I think I need to stop here for today. Sorry, I can't. If there's any comments here, I cannot see them. There's some problem with the system right today. But thank you, everyone who has come in. Any questions here? Okay, so we'll end here, and tomorrow is Friday. So tomorrow we will be reading for Srila Prabhupada Nectar book. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.